I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling.
So my name is Katya and I'm from Russia. And here I'm doing an internship. I came here as a non-diver and I'm doing what they call zero to hero, right? So I would like to be an open water instructor. Before my husband and I came to Thailand, we lived in Japan for 4 years. So we've spent about 5 years in Asia already. So of course everyone has apprehensions about coming to a different country, and especially not knowing the language. And of course I was worried whether mermaids really exist, but I was really relieved when I bought a map in Tokyo, a map of Pattaya, and mermaids was there. At that moment I was pretty sure that they exist.
Let's get on.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel
My name is Matt and I'm doing my rescue to my staff IDC, so staff instructor. Before I came here I was a student in the UK. I was studying at A levels in college. I was doing maths, chemistry, geography, psychology, sociology and physics. I chose Mermaids because I looked around quite a lot of dive shops around the area. I picked out top 3 dive shops that I wanted to visit. Mermaids was one of them, as well as one in Koh Tao and one in also in Pattaya called Aquanuts. I found Mermaids was the most appealing simply because it had the most boats, which gave me the most options, had a good stock of customers, which gave me a lot of opportunity if I wanted to get certifications for my instructorship and just gain experience in general. And it just seemed perfect for me.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna
give it to mama.
My name is Gavin Connor, from Ireland, in Dublin.
My name is Brendan Pike, I'm from Exeter in Devon. I was working as a tree surgeon stroke landscape gardener for about 3 years. Before that I was an outdoor pursuit instructor.
The reason I came over here was because, like most people, had a stressful job, 60 hours a week. Didn't enjoy it, didn't want to sit at home in front of the computer with the rain. So I said try and learn something new, get a bit of sun, meet some new people.
So I decided to go back to what I used to do, which is teaching. So I'm going from zero to hero again, up to instructor and then carry on teaching. That's my plan. I've done quite a bit of travelling before and I've done a bit of diving while I've been on the travels, so I sort of knew what to expect, but I've not actually been to Asia before. I was a little bit apprehensive from getting a job or getting an internship off the internet where I hadn't actually met the actual centre or met anyone from the centre, so it was all done via email, which I was a bit sketchy about at first. But they were really, really helpful, and when I turned up it was fine, everything slotted into place and just cracked on with it. Yeah, it's been good fun so far.
Just coming to Asia as well, on your own, not knowing anybody. Wondering if that taxi man will actually be at the airport for you, but he was there, so. Yeah, after about 2 or 3 weeks you're here, you're settled in, you get to know everybody and it feels like home really.
There is a lot to do, but
the haggling is good fun. Haggling for like 20 cents.
Yeah. Try not to get stuck in Pattaya though, try and go outside of it a bit, because there's loads more outside of it. You don't tend to notice it, you can get sort of caught in a little bubble, stuck in Pattaya, and you get stuck doing the same thing over and over again. So it's quite good to go outside every so often for a couple of days and get away from it, maybe go to Bangkok or just go somewhere different.
Just go to an island or something.
Yeah.
For a week or something like that. It's cheap to travel anywhere here, so.
There's also lots of diving.
Yeah, every day you can dive. If you're thinking about coming to Mermaids, don't be worried. It does exist. You will be picked up in Bangkok airport. You'll meet loads of nice people pretty soon. Everybody's in the same situation. Nobody knows anybody. That's how you get to meet everybody. You'll become a great instructor. One of the best dive places to learn to dive is Pattaya. Yeah, just do it. You're obviously looking at this video for a reason, so it only takes an 8-hour flight or whatever it is, and it would be the best decision to make.
But it's also an expense worth spending, really, because it is good fun, good crack, and the people that you meet along the way are very like-minded, which makes it even more enjoyable. And it is a good experience, a very good experience, and definitely worth the money. Cheers, HSBC.
Sheena, and I'm General Manager for Mermaids Dive Centre. I've lived in Asia for over 4 years and been manager at Mermaids for 2.5 years. Sure, we came to Asia originally because we wanted to give it all up. We came to Mermaids to do our internships. Our son was 8 months old when we originally came, so he's lived in Asia most of his life. It was really just to give it all up and have a better life. We did our internships at Mermaids, stayed for 15 months, went on to manage 2 career development centres in Cyprus, and then when the job opportunities came up to come back to Mermaids, we jumped at it. And that was 2.5 years ago. For any new interns joining us, what you are going to get from us is a great education, ranging from open water right up to IDC staff. We also do course director preparation as well. Great social life here at Mermaids. Our facilities have grown quite dramatically over the last year. This is Mermaids Jomtien, our main operations centre. We also have Mermaids Bangkok, Mermaids Naklua, Mermaids at the Hard Rock Hotel, Mermaids Beach Road, and Mermaids White House. And we own our own small hotel across the road called Mermaids Tele. So literally when you wake up in the morning, just a short walk across to the dive centre. Mermaids own and operate 4 boats. Generally 3 go out on a daily basis. They've all just been recently dry docked, so they're all in tip-top condition. And some of the best food you're going to find in Thailand served at lunchtime. What you can expect from a day when you're diving with us is you normally meet at the shop around about 8:15, grab yourself a cup of coffee, most important place in the dive centre, sit down at the tables outside, have a chat to all your fellow students and of course our external customers that dive with us on a daily basis. We leave Jomtien to head down to Bali High Pier or down to Samesan. You get 2 dives, lunch is included on board, and generally, depending on which way you go, you're either back at the dive centre for 3:30 or round about 4:30 in the afternoon, which then gives you a chance to meet up with everybody else and have the rest of your evening to either study or to socialise. Once you've qualified as an instructor, what we do have is we've got many links around the world. So you can go on to work in the dive industry in different fields. If you qualify as a Divemaster, a lot of companies actually just look for Divemaster, or obviously if you go on to be an open water scuba instructor or MSDT and IDC staff, the chances of getting a job around the world through Mermaids are very high. It's also a network of ex-interns that have been with us. They might move on to a different job and email us and say, hey, there's a vacancy in the Caribbean, can you recommend anybody?
A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more fight, a little less fun. A little less fight, a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart and baby satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby.
My name's Rowan Mintz. I am from Montana. I always wanted to become a dive master and instructor, but for the time being, I was looking online and it was between Koh Tao and here. And from all the information that I gathered on the internet, this seemed like a better bang for my buck, basically. It was a longer package, dive gear included, and they have a couple of some of the best dive instructors out there. So I basically chose here, got on a plane and came over. Well, I really want to become an instructor. My finances weren't really capable of me doing that here, which I would love to do, but I'm going to just get on the internet and start looking for dive master jobs immediately, whether it be Belize, Honduras, US Virgin Islands. Basically, it was an excuse for me to travel around the world, and so far, it's the beginning, just began. So I did have apprehensions about putting $2,000 into an account that I found on the internet, but it all worked out to my benefit. Basically what I did was just put $2,000 down as a down payment because that's pretty much what I had to put down, and I paid the rest when I got here. And they said they were gonna pick me up from the airport. I got off the plane and I was like really hoping that there would be some English-speaking person picking me up from the airport because I had no idea where I was. I was in Bangkok, and lo and behold, there's a sign with my name on it and they drive me straight here. And it was that easy. Well, I'm honestly a pretty open-minded person. I have had friends that have come here before to Thailand, not necessarily Pattaya, but to Thailand in general, and I've heard nothing bad about anyone ever coming here. The people are nice. It's beautiful. I haven't done much traveling because I came here to be a dive master and to do the diving life. So basically my life here has been revolved around diving. So I'm on the boat pretty much every day. But I didn't really expect too much. I just threw caution to the wind and got on a plane. And it's all been a wonderful time. I leave in 15 days and I'm gonna miss this place a lot.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. Say it, say it, say it, say it, say it, say it, say it now.
Andrew Thompson, and I come from Tamworth, England, and I started diving basically because I've done so many jobs in the past. I'm 25 now, and I've worked since I was 15, and I've done jack of all trades, master of none, I suppose, as you call it. But I've always wanted to do diving, but never got the chance until now when I've got a bit of money, got loads of spare time, and I'm off in an hour, well, 45 minutes to go to Laos for 3 days to get my visa for 90 days because I only came over here on holiday, and obviously things took effect, and now I'm an intern for 7 months, but then I need to go and get a visa to allow me to stay here. So yeah, it's cool. Well, I paid for my open water course and my advanced while I was waiting for the money to clear for my internship, but that first breath, it was in the pool, but that first breath underwater where you're not thinking about going up and getting some air when you're snorkeling or whatever, it's like, hang on a minute, I'm breathing, but I'm still down. So it's like, and you're looking around and everyone's like, yeah, good, good. And I'm like, yeah, man, because I've never scuba dived before, so maybe I could snorkel, but you're only like ever a metre, 2 metres from the surface, say, unless you dive down. So my main concern was if I put the reg in my mouth and descend a few metres, and then then panic. But then there's no, because you get trained so well before you're in the float. So when you're doing your open water and you're in the pool, and you train to such a high standard by the guys who are training you that you don't even think about that. It's just like breathing normally. It's not like a suck and blow and there you go. You get trained for what we did, like 10 hours in the pool, like on and off. And by then you're like, let me just get in the sea. I love my football, snowboarding, skateboarding, but nothing makes me happier than when I'm under the water. So it's absolutely wonderful. And then, like you say, when you sort to goes, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll come back up to the boat. I've still got a bit of air left, but back up on the boat, and then you have some nice food, and then you're waiting to go down for your next dive. So it's great, man.
so I'm Scott Gardner. I'm come from Glasgow in Scotland. I'm here doing the dive internship with Mermaids, going from open water all the way up to instructor, 0 to hero as they call it. Yeah. I was working for a construction contractor in Glasgow. We're building a motorway. It's quite a big project in Glasgow and for quite a big construction company. I enjoyed it. I mean, I've done 5 years of uni doing civil engineering, and we got out, started working for a big contractor, but it just didn't really seem for me. The hours were long. I mean, the money and stuff was good. The money, the career, I suppose, was good, but I didn't really like the job. It was too stressful. It was long hours. It wasn't enjoyable. And then my girlfriend was wanting to go travelling. She just finished uni, and I saw the Mermaids on the internet, and I thought that's for me. So took a bit of a gamble, but you know. Favourite parts is probably the weather, the lifestyle. You very rarely get a bad day. If you come in the wet season, even the wet season, it'll maybe rain for an hour at night, and then that's it. Back to warm and dry. There's so much more to do. You can spend your days going to the beach. If you have a day off, you can go to the beach, you can go karting, you can go to the big shopping centre. There's a big shopping centre that's probably more modern than the ones that we go to back home. We get the cinema, the bowling, we've got all sorts of stuff. So there's plenty to do, and the cost of it is so much cheaper than back home. It's a fraction of the price that you pay back home. Okay, so if you come to Mermaids, you're going to expect a great time. You meet loads of new people, loads of friends. You probably come yourself and you'll be a little bit apprehensive, a little bit worried that you're not going to fit in or you're not going to meet anyone, but everyone's in the same boat. You'll get here and the guys at the dive shop will look after you straight away. You get to meet everyone straight away, come out on the boat, start your diving, and then as soon as you start your diving, you'll love it. I've not met an intern yet that's not enjoyed diving. So even if you're worried about that, don't be. You love it.
Hi, I'm Russell. I'm a course director at Mermaids.
Push the button.
World, the time has come to
Push the button.
Hi, my name is Terry. I'm Operations Manager for Mermaids Dive Centre. Look forward to meeting you when you arrive.
My name's John Duncan. I was at Mermaids in 2005. I went from 0 to hero, which is open water, to instructor. I've dived around the world, both as an instructor and for fun, and I can say without a doubt, having visited the dive shops that I have, Mermaids has offered the most professional training in terms of instructors that I've seen anywhere else in the world. I looked at dive instruction with the company that I was with one of their sister companies, and I found it very expensive. I then continued my research and found Mermaids online, and found that their courses were much better value for money. I started conversing with PJ, both over the phone and by email, and was entirely confident that Mermaids was the place for me. I actually turned up on Songkran, which is the Thai New Year, and the dive shop was closed on 2 days of the year, one of which was that day. On top of that, the Thai people celebrate the coming of the rainy season, so everyone was having water fights in the streets. It was a baptism of fire coming to Asia on that day. But from that day, I never looked back. It was an absolutely fantastic time. I spent 9 months with Mermaids, training from open water to instructor. I'm now looking to go to MSDT, but I'm taking my time at it. And I continue to come back to Mermaids periodically to visit the people there. I had one of the best times of my entire life, without a doubt.
Kim Hume.
I'm Stephen Hume.
And we were both drama teachers before we came here in London. I was working at a secondary school and Stephen was working in a further education college. And we are here to go from advanced open water through to instructors. And then you did quite a lot of research, didn't you, about where to go and who to learn with.
I think because there were 2 of us, it's a lot of money to send abroad, potentially nowhere.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest concern, that it wouldn't exist.
And we turn up and they'd be like, no, that doesn't exist, but it does. And we kind of had regular email contact, didn't we, as much as we could. So that put our minds at rest a bit. But yeah, it's a lot of money to invest in your future and in a place that we'd never been to Pattaya, and I had no idea what to expect from that, so that was a bit frightening as well. But actually, when you get here and you settle into the whole kind of Mermaids lifestyle, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be, I think. I found, anyway.
No, it's a good place to study as an instructor,
Yeah.
There's no question, because it's quite challenging to dive here.
Yeah.
I know I did my open water on Koh Tao, and it was lovely, fantastic place to dive for 3 weeks. But then we went to the Red Sea quite soon after that, and I was quite lost because I'd never encountered, the current before when diving. So I think, since we came here 3 months ago, we've dealt with just about every possible state of diving there is.
Yeah.
We thought quite hard about where we were going to do this because we know Thailand quite well, and we knew what the options were, and we knew that we'd be here for 6 months. And I think for me, the biggest advantage of staying here for 6 months is that there is an infrastructure that you can rely on. There are cinemas, there are, you can leave very easily and spend the weekend somewhere else. It's, you're not in the if you were studying on an island, I think you'd probably have had enough of that within the first 2 or 3 months, let alone 6.
And there's Western food as well, which you don't get on places that, like an island, or it's very limited, whereas here, if you do feel a bit of a longing for a pizza, you don't have to go miles to find it. There'll be one around the corner somewhere, and it'll be kind of reasonably priced, and you can have a glass of wine, which I know sounds really stupid, but actually there's a point at which you just kind of go, I just want some comforts of home.
There's
just
so much
it's okay.
Thai you can eat.
Yeah, exactly.
In Thailand, 100% safe all of the time.
All the
and
time.
To be honest, PADI is a city, so you'd be naive to not be on your guard just as you would in any city. I mean, but we spent 6 years living in London, and I feel safer in PADI.
Safer here. I would go to the local shop happily on my own, and I wouldn't do that in North London anymore.
Peter Scott, I work for Mermaids. I work in the office or office-based side. I deal with bringing the interns in from around the world to take the programs. I deal with actually corresponding with the guys, probably you guys just watching this video. Anyone that's inquiring about a Master Scuba Diver Trainer or Divemaster instructor program, I'll deal with them, give them the answers to the questions that they have. Dealing with jabs, inoculations for Thailand. When it comes to the point, I assist with the documentation for the visas. I arrange the transportation from the airport, we collect you at the airport, bring you down to the dive centre, then Sheena, the GM, takes over, but I'm there for 24/7 support daily. Mermaids has been based in Thailand now for nigh on 2 decades. It's a great place to base our operations, it's a hub for Asia, it's great for travel around the immediate area. The cost of living here is very inexpensive indeed. Internal travel is very inexpensive indeed. If you're here for a prolonged period of time, several months, and you're not going to be working, of course you want to keep the costs down. Mermaids will actually allow you to do this with in-house accommodation that you're actually housed in. You're fed on the boats every day. You can actually live here very, very cheaply. There's so much to do, history and culture-wise in Thailand as well. The north to the south is very, very diverse indeed. A lot of the guys like to do a lot of travel during their program, which you do get time for. Maybe friends and family are coming out. Thailand's infrastructure will actually allow you to travel around and have a whale of a time very, very easily without taking too much of your finances. Mermaids has been based in Thailand for 2 decades, as I said. The wealth of experience that we have in professional programs is pretty much unrivaled anywhere in the world. If you know very much about the PADI structure, then you'll understand that the course director is the penultimate qualification that you can gain. Platinum course director, there's very few of these worldwide, and at Mermaids we have 2 working full time, so every single day we've got their resources and their knowledge to tap into. Professional training we've been doing now for 15 years. Mermaids actually started the original fully inclusive internships, and we're the first company on earth to actually do so, about a decade ago now. Operating 4 different boats, we've got different dive sites that you get to daily. If you're going to be in one place for a long period of time training, you want to be able to make sure you can get to some diverse areas. We've got some excellent wrecks on our immediate shores. We've got 4 wrecks that we dive virtually daily. If you don't want to dive the wrecks, we've got coral dives as well. We've got drift dives, low vis, high vis, great coral dives. There's something there for everyone. The students that are corresponding, they've got a reason for contacting Mermaids. Maybe they want to be the best diver possible, but not actually work professionally. Maybe they've got aspirations to work as a dive master, instructor, or even higher. Mermaids are very good at delivering what people essentially want. If you're coming out to become a dive pro, then that's what you're going to essentially get at the end of the course. You will be certified to the level that you require, and we assist you in gaining work. So if your ultimate goal is to work, you can achieve that. If your ultimate goal is to become the best diver possible, just for your own self-satisfaction, that's what you'll achieve also. We get people inquiring about the programs from all corners of the world. They come from all different backgrounds as well. Quite a high percentage of the divers that we have through the programs are fairly young, mid 20s to 25-ish, maybe just out of university, college, and they're looking for a direction in life. Then we have late 20s, early 30s, people who've possibly been working for 10 years or so, and now looking for a change in career. We have divers come out to dive with us that maybe they're between work contracts, or they're just taking a year sabbatical, for example. Rather than laying on a beach, they'd rather actually do something constructive at their time. So any age, we get a nice cross-section of society. If you're watching this DVD, then there's a good chance that we've been corresponding already. My name is Peter Scott, as already said, and I deal with all of the inquiries of Mermaids. Any questions you have, whether it's about the programs, tailoring packages for you, the diving in general, or even Thailand, please send them through to me and I'll make sure I get back to you very quickly. We look forward to seeing you here at Mermaids.